Hello girls, today I am going to explain Maya Angelou's autobiography, I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. This is from American Literature, paper 2. Maya Angelou recounts the story of her life up to the birth of her child. I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings is a 1969 autobiography describing the early years of the American writer and poet Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou's real name is Margaret Johnson. She had worked as an associate editor, acted in television series Roots, written more than 10 books, and had received more than 30 honorary doctorates. She also worked as a professor in Wake Forest University, North Carolina. She has worked under many American presidents from Jimmy Carter to Bill Clinton. It is a coming-of-age story that illustrates how strength of character and a love for literature can help overcome racism and trauma. In her autobiography, Maya Angelou describes her coming of age as a precocious but insecure black girl who had faced many challenges in her life. Maya's parents divorced when she was 3 years old, and she goes to live along with her brother Bailey in her paternal grandmother Annie Henderson's home in rural Stamps, Arkansas. Her grandmother runs a store in the black section of Stamps, and she becomes the central moral figure in Maya's childhood. As young children, Maya and Bailey struggle with the pain of having been rejected and abandoned by their parents. Maya finds herself tormented by the belief that she is an ugly child who will never measure up to the genteel white girls. Maya Angelou endures several appalling incidents that teach her about the insidious nature of racism. A thing to note here is that at that point of time during 1930s, 1920s, casteism, racism was quite prevalent everywhere. At the age of 10, she takes up a job for a white woman who mistreats her. When Maya gets a rotten tooth and is taken to a white dentist, he insults her by saying that he would rather place his hand in a dog's mouth than in hers. This shows how blacks are mistreated at that time. Her grandmother begins to fear for her well-being and brings them to Vivian, Maya's mother, who lived in California. A young Maya is raped by a friend of her mother's, and this results in Maya becoming mute for 5 years. Mute means that she is unable to speak. The trauma of being subjected to the trauma makes her feel that she is insecure or she is unable to speak for 5 years because of that. She spends one summer with her father in Los Angeles and had to put up with his cruel indifference and his hostile girlfriend. Maya runs away and lives for a month with a group of homeless teenagers in a junkyard and returns to San Francisco strong and self-assured. It is at this point where Maya starts to assert herself. Maya Angelou defies racist hiring policies during the First World War and becomes the first black streetcar conductor at the age of 15. At the age of 16, she hides her pregnancy from her mother and stepfather for 8 months and graduates from high school. Maya gives birth to a boy, an event which she describes as the best moment of her life. Though she had faced many hardships in her life, including being raped and living in a junkyard with a group of ruffians or hooligans, she is able to find love and happiness as a mother.